Do you? Okay, so you guys see me, right? I thought nobody sees me, but okay. I have a question for you. So, 짠. Let me remove today's grammar. 취미가 뭐예요? Does anyone understand what this means? Yes, it started. I hope you guys sees me, right? So, this is my question. So let me break down the question for you. 취미. 안녕하세요, 디샤 프랙티샤 키아라. 취미 means hobby. 가 is subject marking particle, making 취미 as subject of the sentence. So it just means hello, Veronique. So it just means 취미, hobby. 뭐 is like what. 에요 is kind of like is in English. It's not exactly the same. Yes, Disha, it means what's your hobby. So 예요 is like is not exactly same as English, but it's similar. So 뭐예요 means it's like what is. So what is your hobby? I want to know. So for example, I know some people's hobby is like to cook, right? To cook, or what else? Some people might dance. My hobby is to dance. My hobby is to sing. Oh, Mustard K, you can see. Great. And Debbie, Priya, oh, Yuna. Oh, your hobby is to sing. Your hobby is singing. I see. Yeah, thank you very much for sharing. So you love listening to music, Ishamvika. In fact, Guy Pikachu, your hobby is gaming. Okay. Courtney's hobby is to draw. So as you just answered in English, you didn't say my hobby is draw. My hobby is dance. You say my hobby is to draw. My hobby is drawing. Or I like dancing. Oh, see? I love to dance and sing. And Zareen said my hobby is dancing. Exactly. You made dance. Oops. To dance is a verb. So you made it as dancing. You already used today's grammar. Dancing. In English, you make the verb in the noun form. You use the verb form and make it as noun form by using ing or to. Right? So in Korean, we have a similar thing. Instead of ing, in English you use ing. In Korean, we use other grammar. Oh, Jinny, your hobby is to listen to Jungkook's music. I'm using the perfect grammar. Today we are going to talk about verb nominalization. There are many ways to make nominalize verb. For example, it doesn't work. 기, 는 것. So there are 3 different ways, and we already covered this 기 before. We covered. To recap very quickly, it's used with emotion adjective very often, or unfinished action. When you make a list, we also use this form too, like New Year's resolution. This year I'll do this. So when you make a list, you often use this. I'm not going to explain all the details about 기 because I already have a full lesson on YouTube and Facebook, so please check it out. And is another way to make verb a noun form. So it's often used with finished action, or some judgment and knowledge report facts related grammar structure, and it's very often used with written form. And also when you announce something or record something, you need to record as soon as possible, quickly. So we shorten it using this form. Again, I'll skip this because I already did the lesson about this, full lesson, 30 minutes lesson about this. So check out this lesson on YouTube and Facebook. And today's lesson is finally this. 는 것. Luckily, this is the easiest among these three. And luckily, this is most common. Yes, this is most common and it's the easiest. So if you haven't watched the video about this and this, please don't worry. You just need to use this. That will make your life easy. But still, 기, are used quite a lot in other Korean grammar. So check it out if you have time. But today's lesson is this. Okay, so let's focus on 는 것. Because 는 것 is very common, so you can use it for emotion-related adjective or unfinished action. Finished action is fine. 는 것. So let's look at this. So you now understand what is verb nominalization, right? For example, let me show you again. Let's compare with English because you guys are excellent in English, right? So for example, study. Study is a verb. Like I study Korean every day. I study. I like studying. So you make it as a noun form by putting in. You don't say, I like study. You say, I like studying Korean. I like study Korean. No, you say, I like studying Korean. So you put ing to make a verb form. Why do we need this noun form? Why do we need this noun form? Because this can be used as subject or object. Okay. Yes, so let's start. Oh, Zareen asked a good question. Vowels are important for consonant making? You mean the consonant making? You mean this verb nominalization? Luckily, this is 다른 verb stem plus 는 것. So it doesn't matter if the verb stem end with a consonant or vowel. It doesn't matter. Let's see. I have an example for you. 짠. How about this? Do you know this verb? 걷다. Meaning to walk. Oops. Walk. Now I want to change it as walking. How can I do that? I want to change it as 걷다 to walking. Now it's walk. It's very simple. First, let's look at the rule. Verb stem not ending in 릴. 는 것. So don't worry about this. Just think about the verb stem. Any verb stem use this rule, except for the one ending in 릴. Just think about this. Okay. What's the verb stem here? What's the verb stem? Verb without 다. Is the stem. Does it make sense? It was 걷다, right? Remove 다. Then you only have 걷 here. This is verb stem. That's right. Now you just need to put 는 것. That's it. So 걷는 것 means walking. 걷는 것. So what is the difference between English and Korean nominalization? In English, you use ing. In Korean, we use 는 것. The meaning is same. 걷는 것 means walking. That's right. Good job. So 걷다 means to walk, And 걷는 것 means walking. So luckily, it's very simple today. By the way, I understand that super beginner, absolute beginner is not familiar with this grammar structure. So don't worry. I already summarized all the important grammar part in my lesson note. You can download the lesson note in the link in the description. If you click the link in the description, you will see a page like this. So just click the blue button here, blue button that you can see today's lesson note. I already put all the grammar explanation and I already put all the examples. So check it out. By the way, you have to be logged in. I'm logged in here. So if you are not logged in, then please log in, or if you don't have account, please sign up for KoreanClass101.com account. And as long as you have account, you can download this lesson note and all my previous lesson note for free. So please check it out. Okay, so I hope this one is clear for those of you who joined my class for the first time. By the way, I always got a lot of questions like, oh, do I have to sign up for paid membership? Actually, no, you don't need paid membership to download this. This one is free. Oh, thank you, Chris. 감사합니다. So thank you very much for your donation, Chris. So let's go back to the lesson to teach more things to Chris and all of you who are watching this video. Okay, so let's practice a bit more. How about this? Now, you know how to say walking. So I want to say, walking is hard. 걷는 것, 걷는 것, 걷는 것. Oh, honey, you can't find the blue button on my mobile? You should be able to if you click the link in the description and sign in if you are logged in. 걷는 것 means walking. So now I want to say, walking is hard. What is hard? 힘들어요. 힘들어요. So how do you use this verb nominalization? You can use like this. 걷는 것은 힘들어요. It means walking is tiring. Walking is tiring. 걷는 것 means walking. 은 is particle. 힘들어요 is like tiring. 어려워요 means difficult. So is it difficult to walk? Actually, not difficult. You know how to walk, right? We use 어려워요 when you don't know how to do and it's very difficult to solve, but we know how to do it. So 힘들어요 just means tiring. So 걷는 것은 힘들어요 because now it's summer. It's very hot summer. So the heat is too strong. So now it's hard to walk outside. It's very tiring to walk outside because it's hot summer. 지금 걷는 것은 힘들어요. So you can use it like this. So again, in English, you don't say walk is hard, walk is tiring. You probably say walking in the hot weather is tiring, right? Walking. Okay, so let's move on. I have another example for you. How about this? Do you know 가다? 가다 meaning to go. So how can I say going in Korean? Going. For example, going to school, going to Korea, going to the company, going to the bank, going to the park. 가다. What's the verb stem? Because first we need to get the verb stem here. Verb stem. What is the verb stem? Verb without 다 is the verb stem. Remove 다, then you only have 가. 가 is the verb stem. So just put 는 것, that's it. 가는 것 means going. So what is going to school? Going to school. 학교. 학교 가는 것 means going to school. Well, you can put 에 to. 학교 means school. 에 means like to. So 학교, school, to, going. The word order is very different in Korea, right? So 학교에 가는 것 means going to school. Going to school. How about this? I hate going to school. By the way, a lot of Korean people omit this 에 when speaking. Because even though I say going school, you will understand what I'm saying, right? Even though it's not correct in English grammar, in Korean, we often omit this when it's understood in the context. Without even 에, you could totally understand the meaning, right? Going school. Well, even though without to, even though I didn't put to, you understand the meaning in Korean. So we often omit it to make the sentence shorter. So 학교 가는 것, 학교 가는 것. I always use the example with like, 좋아해요. So this time I prepared 싫어해요. 싫어해요 means I hate. So I prepared this. 학교 가는 것을 싫어해요. 학교 가는 것, going to school. 을, object marking particle. So it's saying that 학교 가는 것 is object of the sentence. Itself means nothing. 을 itself doesn't mean anything. It's just making this 학교 가는 것 as object of the sentence. 싫어해요 meaning hate. 싫어해요. 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 So 학교 가는 것을 싫어해요 means I hate going to school. So this is an example how you use this verb nominalization. Kim, 저도 싫어요. I hate it too. Oh no, hatefully. And Jerry, 학교 가는 것 싫어, should be this. This is very hard to write it, right? Near and here. Two consonant here. 싫어해요. 학교 가는 거 싫어해요. 학교 가는 것을 싫어해 means I hate going to school. I have another example for you. How about this? Make. Do you know what is make in Korean? Shane, 아니야, no! I know you love going to school. I always use the example with 좋아하다, meaning to like. So this time I prepared with 싫어해요, meaning to hate. Oh, Uri, it's your first class. I hope you enjoy it. How about this? Making. So make. You make something, right? Make is 만들다. How can I make it as making? 만들다 meaning make. And now I want to make making. How can I make it? How can I make making? Okay, teacher, you said... Oh, JD, it's your first lesson too. Let's study hard. Okay, so... Oh, teacher, you said you get the verb stem. Yes, what's the verb stem here? Verb without 다, so remove 다, is verb stem. So 만들 is the verb stem. Okay, now I put 만드는 것. Is it correct? Actually, no. I was tricking you guys. Do you see this rule? Verb stem ending in dir has different rule, which is remove dir. So it should be 만드는 것. It's not 만들는 것. Yes, this one is actually hitting some hitting rule here. Remove dir. If the verb stem ends with dir, like this, dir, then remove dir and then put 는 것. So it should be 만드는 것, but remove dir. and put 는 것, 는 것, 는 것. So how do we use this kind of word in a sentence? Yes, Kiara, you're right. You have to remove the. That was actually the trick of the trick of this grammar. So for example, how do you say making robots? I wanna be a scientist. So making robots is my hobby. Making robot is my hobby. My hobby is making robot. So what is making robot first? Is robot? Just put robot. 로봇 만드는 것 means making robots. So what is my hobby is? 짜자잔. 제 취미는 로봇을 만드는 것이에요. It seems long, but don't worry. Let's break down the sentence together. 따란 제 means my. It's very polite way to say my. So I don't use this when I talk with my friends. I use it only when I talk in public or to someone who I'm not very close to or someone who is older than me. Even I use 제 for my neighbor, my professors, my teachers, my parents, my grandparents, my relatives, my uncle, aunt. So I use this 제. It means my. 취미 means hobby. We learned it at the beginning of the lesson. 는 here, 는 is a particle. So 제 취미는 means my hobby is, as for my hobby, you know I'm going to talk about my hobby. My hobby is robot. Robot means robot. 을 is object marking particle. So very often we omit this 을 when we speak. But now it's a full sentence, so let me add it. 로봇을 만드는 것, making. 이에요 means like is. So my hobby is making robot. So you use it like this. How about this? I have another example for you. What is to live? I live in Korea. I live in India. I live in the Philippines. What is to live? Is 살다. Again, all the Korean verb end with 다. So to make as living, I need to get the verb stem, right? What's the verb stem here? Verb without 다 is a verb stem. So remove 다, then you only have 살 is the verb stem. So 살